Ash sighed.
You and me both.
The two sat in the darkened library, silent until the candle began to burn low.
I'm going to bed.
I should probably do the same.
Yes, you should, Hector. You need more sleep. Hector began to turn when suddenly Ash was before him, dangerously close.
What's the...
Oh. I'm gonna
What's
save this. Because if this is the scene I think it is. Oh no. Do I give him a piece of my mind or try to find what Prude sees in him? Here's the thing. Is this like the, hey, don't hurt her, I'm gonna hurt you speech? Or is this like, I don't like you, I hate you, this is why I don't like you and I don't trust you, and it's just being mean? Or not mean, but... Or showing cards to her, at least, probably another way to put it. With less morale. Try to find out what Prude sees in him. That seems also kind of sketchy. I don't like either of these. Right, it is the scene I thought it was. Actually, I guess, nope. We'll stick with this unless this seems really bad. So I remember one of these is really, like, just not good, and the other one was just, like, not great, but the lesser evil. For some reason I feel like it might be this one. Ash leaned into him and pressed her lips against his. The kiss with Prude had been soft, natural, and giving. This was hard and awkward as Hector himself, because you randomly kissed a person who's not into you. And you're not really into either. Ash broke away and stared at Hector. The man looked broken.
What?
Was all he could manage.
Thanks. I just wanted to see something, and I'm not friends with many boys.
Oh, yes, an experiment. Yes, completely understandable. Yes.
Still shouldn't do that. Although, sex ed in my high school pretty much did say do that to see what your sexuality is. I lost my mouse. Still shouldn't do that. Hector blushed so red there was actually color to his pale face.
Good night, Hector.
Yes. Good night. Yes.
Ash left. The next day, Ash woke up early. She donned the only pair of pants she owned, and a dress shirt enough to be mistaken for a shirt. Dress short enough to be mistaken for a shirt. Why did she own a dress like that anyways? Prude. Prude likely gave it to her ages ago. Because I have a dress like that I got from my stepsister, and it's probably the same idea. Heading out of the dorm, she marched down the mountain stairs towards the Paladin's barracks. Not a soul crossed her path as she made her trek. Oh, that's so cute. That's not a dress. That's a shirt. Anyways, reaching the practice yard, she armed herself with a wooden sword from one of the many racks. Idly, she wondered if the odd paladin girl in the dress might be around, but Ash didn't see her. With a small frown, she steadied her practice sword. Holding it forward, she gave a few sheepish swings, trying to judge its balance. Satisfied, she began to practice. It wasn't long after that the first of the paladin trainees began to arrive. They looked at her with a mixture of confusion and bemused expressions. They left her alone, save for when she caught the occasional bout of laughter. She could only assume it was at her expense. It had been a long time since she last held a blade.
Ash?
Hi, Prude. Ash stopped, wiping sweat from her brow.
Hey,
Why are you out here?
I want to learn to fight.
Prude narrowed her eyes.
You want to learn to fight?
Also, I just realized how pretty her hair is. Why are you so pretty?
Why?
I have my reasons.
Necromancers don't fight.
She can still fight if she wants to.
I fight.
Hi, Hector. Ash hadn't seen him approach. If there were any lingering feelings over their encounter from yesterday, he failed to show them.
Okay, fine. Well, most necromancers don't fight.
That allows room for me to learn.
Hello, Ash.
Ash felt whatever emotion had compelled her to come here this morning drain away.
I didn't realize that you trained here.
Where else would I go to fight?
That makes sense. That's why I'm here. I was thinking of trying to, I'm not sure, become stronger.
That's good. I was worried that you were coming here for me after that incident yesterday.
You told Prude, didn't you?
Incident?
No, you didn't. Now you told Prude.
Yes, Ash kissed me.
Hector.
What?
Prude's gaze was upon Ash like the eyes of an angry god. Hector.
Look, I can...
Good idea, Ash.
I can't believe you. I like him. And after what happened between...
Prude seemed lost for words. As much as she didn't like to live up to her namesake, cursing had never been a particular skill of hers. Instead of searching for roots, Prude found a practiced sword instead.
You want to learn a fight? Let's fight.
Hector, step in. Or let him get some anger out. One of the two. Both might actually be good ideas. The sword came down like a hammer across Ash's guard. She had to hold her sword by both the blade and hilt to hold back the strike. Probably shouldn't get in the habit of that. Ash gasped as her ears rang. Prude was casting enchantment at magic. It wasn't her specialty, but it was an overkill against an already weaker Ash.
Wait, Prude, let me explain!
Another barely blocked blow sent Ash to her knee.
I don't believe this is necessary. The kiss was part of an experiment, one in which I participated willingly.
An experiment?
Ash, she wanted to know if she liked boys. She has no interest in me, particularly.
Public.
It was an attempt on her part to determine if there was any physical reaction with a man. As you might imagine, there was not. Had I known how much it would affect you, I would not have suggested my participation. Somehow, I thought the fact that we both liked you would cancel out the normal romanticism of the kiss.
You like me?
That's the one piece of information you got from that?
One of my favorite tropes.
But of course, you're my pair.
Oh!
Prude seemed somewhat deflated, but at least she was no longer attacking. Ash had to shake out her hand, which felt oddly itchy.
Ash, I see you seem to be trying to learn how to use a sword. A blade is a fine choice of weapon, but you will want something smaller. Necromantic abilities require more manual dexterity than a paladin's, and you will want to keep one hand free.
Hector took Ash's sword by blade and handed her a shorter, thinner blade.
Now the first thing you need to do is assume a better stance.
And square your shoulders.
Also control your swings better. Accuracy will always trump force.
Unless your weapon is big enough that it's more of an area attack than a strike.
Whatever anger had been there before seemed to have melted as they instructed. Both Prudence's rage at her and Ash's own resentment for Hector. They continued to point and prod, guiding her through the polish of skills long and left to rust.
Exactly, but that's not something you'll have to worry about unless you're slinging spells.
You should definitely practice casting while swinging.
The two were like clockwork, perfectly complementary.
Goddess, you two are perfect for each other, aren't you?
Prude blushed. Hector did not react at all, not even to acknowledge the words, a behavior that in and of itself was out of character.
I did not know we were going to continue our training here.
Hello.
Oh no, we're doing combat training, nothing ritual.
Is this going to become a normal thing? I was told only paladins needed to know how to learn frontline combat.
No, just my friends apparently.
That would explain why Miss Belinda is not here.
Belinda doesn't like me?
I suspect she doesn't like anyone.
Here, Elfnod. You spar with Ash. Me and Hector will give pointers.
Should I really be sparring already?
Don't be afraid. I am a terrible fighter.
With that, he made a wide arcing swing. Ash caught the blow with surprising ease and rebuffed it.
She's better than I expected.
She used to train with me, you know.
Why did she stop?
Needed to spend more time on her own training.
I can hear you talking about me, and it's very distracting.
Alpnog swung again, and Ash caught the blow once more, guiding the strike down her blade and away from her.
Veronica, start casting.
Don't call me that.
Alfnod swung a few more times in quick succession. Ash saw the sweat on his forehead bead as she more casually knocked away his blows. Before she consciously realized what she was doing, she felt a rolling knot of black energy in her right hand. Knocking aside another blow, she stepped in with as much force as she could muster, buried her fist into the paladin's stomach. A gasp rose from Prudent Hector as the older man stumbled back. A moment later, he felt her knee.
That's a hell of a curse.
Clicked too quick there.
Sorry. Are you okay?
Alfnod nodded slowly, glowed for a moment, and then stood up panting.
You know, I don't have any desire to be a warrior. Don't even care if I don't get paired. I want to learn to heal.
You can't heal without being paired. Not enough power. Just like necromancers can't reanimate.
I don't need to do it magically. White magic can supplement natural healing through enhancement, and it would make me an excellent doctor.
Yeah, Alfnod is a noble soul.
Ash turned to face the other necromancer, a thought crossing her mind. She raised her blade to Hector.
Well, I took one opponent easily enough. While I don't think I could take Prude, I do believe I can take another necromancer.
Do you really think so? Prude made a face Ash couldn't quite interpret, and Hector laughed, drawing his own practice blade from the rack.
It would be my pleasure to give you the honor of a fight, Ash.
Ash raised her blade as Hector gave some manner of salute. He may have trained, but he could not be as skilled as a fully trained paladin. He likely had as much experience as her. He was more muscular. True, but she could deal with that. She just had to use her reach to her advantage. Ash blinked, and Hector was upon her. His massive frame cleared the gap between them, and he bore down with both hands, wrapping tight around the grip of his enormous sword. Ash dodged and turned back to the sword she sheathed, to the hilt in the mud. Hector free of it. Blech. He stood atop her, both hands glowing. A flare of black and green struck her, one in the stomach, one in the chest. She reeled.
Light and shadows, heck, what is your problem?
Alfnod stood above Ash, swimming in and out of focus.
You're a brave one to challenge Mr. Warlock.
What?
I can't believe you didn't know. No one but the instructors have ever beaten Heck.
Oh, joy. Are you really surprised?
Why didn't anyone warn me?
More importantly, why didn't you hold back?
I'm sorry.
Ash winced as she gasped for air.
I think you broke some of my ribs.
I am sorry. I thought you would be insulted if I held back in a formal challenge.
You know what? I'll give him that one.
Veronica. Hector. What's going on here?
Oh, it's you.
Fighting?
Essentially, yes. Hector answered candidly, his smile gone, replaced by the narrowed eyes and scowl he adopted whenever one of the heads arrived.
Hector, we've already spoken about you being here, but bringing your new girlfriend is entirely unacceptable.
Ash and I have no such relation.
I think you might be right about the ribs.
Alfnod said as he was slowly checking her chest, an action that would have been discomforting were it someone else. Sakura sighed and leaned over Ash. A flash of light and the pain was gone.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Zachariah specializes in enhancement and healing. We have had the conversation. She's actually relatively good at healing.
Which is saying something if Hector's willing to admit it.
Did you just compliment me?
Proving my point.
You're not completely terrible, ma'am.
I am so shocked that the little chalk mark isn't insulting me, that I'm not even mad.
Yet you still decide to, urge him on. Zachariah's eyes fell down to Ash.
You! If you're going to try to learn to fight, do so when you're not going to distract my other trainees.
For the first time, Ash realized that the others had gathered to watch her fight with Hector. She wondered if the brief duration had been a disappointment.
Get back to training, unless you want to fight me too.
Not your place, Hector. The student scampered away, wide-eyed. Oh, well, yeah, I guess he is a teacher, so I guess he can say that. Hector's eyes turned to Zachariah, and poison burnt the air between them.
You're welcome to fight me too, Zachariah.
Okay, Prue just said that her and Lucia, is that what the other head's name is? Are the only two to be able to beat you. The words dripped with venom.
There's the warlock we all know and revile. Finish your drills and get out of my barracks, rot sucker.
As you command.
Hector gave an exaggerated and even mocking bow. Elfnod gave a more sincere bow to the girls before he returned to spar with the other paladins. Hector stood in silence, his eyes following the head as she departed.
What is the deal with Hector and the heads?
Dude, if you walked away, why are you still here?
I don't know. It's scary, though. He goes from being a puppy to a rabid bloodhound as soon as they show up.
Eventually, Hector lost interest in the heads retreating back, and without a word tore his blade out of the muck and began performing his sword drills. Prudence gave Ash a reassuring smile, and the two began to walk her through some of the more basic sword drills. Okay. As they practiced, Ash could not help glancing over at Hector every once in a while. I cannot speak tonight. The training passed without incident, but as Ash returned to her room to shower and dress, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Grey mage or not, there was something off about Hector. Even now, she could see the venom in his eyes, and it terrified her. Exiting from her changing room after her shower. Changing room? Okay, I always got the impression that the bedroom, it's like an ensuite bathroom for the bedrooms. So, is she not? Is it like a shared shower area and she means a changing room in there and then goes back to her bedroom? Or does she just call it as like the shower room and then a changing room? Whatever, this is unimportant information. Ash found Prue sitting on her bed, playing with one of the semi-wild cats that roam the mountains. Aww.
Oh, I didn't expect you to be here.
I want the kitty.
I wanted to talk.
A chill ran down Ash's spine. There's a flare of anger. This was getting ridiculous. She couldn't go an hour without getting ominous chills.
You okay?
I'm fine, it's nothing. What did you want to talk about?
Prudence took in a deep breath.
You like Hector, I know. I don't. I don't like him, that is. I don't really know how I feel about him, though. I don't trust him, but I can't say much more.
Why did you kiss him then?
'Cause I went like this and clicked the first one I got. Ash shrugged.
What? You can't just shrug.
She technically can.
Would you rather I lie?
Prude seemed to think for a moment.
Maybe.
She sighed.
Fine, just don't do it again. Next time you might try, we could be together.
Prudence.
Oh, this is important if you're using my actual name.
Please don't. Not yet. There's something about Hector I just can't trust.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
She says, as bad things are bound to happen. Prudence got up, carrying the cat.
I'll see you at breakfast.
She gave Ash a smile, and Ash returned it. Ash watched her go. She stood there, still trying to find something to ease her worries. With her mind a turbulent storm of thoughts, she couldn't quite manage to find an appetite, and instead pulled out her notes. She would work on her research, or at least she would work on it until she felt better. She prayed that she would feel better. Oh. Rose is dying. Oh, 2 months later. A tendril slowly uncoiled, the brown washing away, fading to a violent green. Then the leaf began to uncurl. Its dry brown surface began to wash with emerald that then seemed to stain, ebbing to a pure black. The plant stood as erect and tall as it had in life. The regret she had for letting it die several months ago began to fade.
I can't believe it worked.
Ash scrawled wildly into her notes as she spoke the same words aloud.
And it works in the exact same manner as reanimation.
She stared at the phoenix mark on her hand.
Meaning that somewhere out there, my pair is supplementing my power. If they were only a bit closer, I could reanimate something larger. A tree, perhaps.
That's rather amazing. It looks much healthier than anything else I have seen reanimated.
Athnod stroked one of the leaves, cocking an eyebrow.
Yes, that's odd.
You're sure it's not like a golem?
No. You see, golems are completely different. They're not restored to any semblance of life. They're more like puppets. Yes, there's bodies underneath the armor or clay forms you often see them in, but that's because you can't even turn false life into false bodies. There's just something about organic matter that lets it hold on to that spark.
Oh, could you make a tree golem?
I don't know. I'm not actually a specialist in golems. The only one I've ever made was during my trials.
You know, I could have used your help with the plants I kept in my room on the island. They're all dead, too.
Well, I'm not even sure of the practical uses of this spell yet. Are these plants, for example, safe to eat? Will they eventually die again, like most reanimations? Or can undead plants persist because they're not constrained to such a delicately balanced body structure and system as what we typically reanimate?
Are you asking me?
No, I understand. You're still learning even the basics of paladin magic.
I've actually already advanced a class. Passed my trials so easily that my instructor is preparing the next set. Hector has been an excellent tutor.
Yes, I hear he's quite skilled.
Still not over it, huh, Ash? Ash rolled her eyes.
I had thought you were avoiding them because of your feelings. But if I had known the advances you had been making on your research, I am sorry for assuming the worst. This is amazing.
Looking up from the plant, Athnod gave a hopeful look.
Can I keep one?
There only seems to be one at the moment.
Oh, yes, sure. Please do.
Thank you.
He lifted the black-leafed plant and held it up reverently as he examined it.
Do you want to get breakfast?
It's breakfast time?
Were I to not know better, I would say you were spending too much time with Hector.
Yes, well, hopefully he's not still skipping sleep researching my mark.